Alright, I think we're getting started. So let me just open up Stream Manager properly, and I'm going to quickly put this in the Discord. Okay, so today I figured it's actually time to do something about this. We're gonna figure out how to get. We're gonna figure out some testing for the Stellarator, because yeah, it's a little problematic right now. But I mean, yeah, it works. It works fine actually, if under some conditions. And the testing I did do earlier was kind of a bit iffy because it was very linear and very fixed on on one specific way of testing it, and it didn't account for actual uses of the EIME itself. So that's what today we're going to figure out. Okay, we'll just make it obvious that that's what's going on the Discord. Okay, so I think, let me just double check mods real quick, because I'm going to want to remove as many as possible that are going to actually affect it. I'm going to leave velocity plus in because, yeah, oh, right, can't do that, so I'm going to quickly close the game. I'm going to move those in, replace files, and let's play. Yep, so we'll only use basically the bare minimum I'd want to have for testing, and wait for that to boot up. Okay, perfect. And as you can see, that's already in effect. Okay, so I guess first test I'm going to do is going to be standard, I guess, container running. Basically the best use for the EIME anyway. So yeah, basically K69V and NPMP basically max tuned. So these are the only things that are really going to matter for this. I mean, yeah, I guess everything else is fine. Okay, let's give this a try. Yeah, we've got both we need. Oh, didn't do that correctly. Oh well. Okay, GA. I guess since we are running up-tuned, whatchamacallit, NPMPs, that will also trigger the peril music quite often, because, you know, they're fragile. Really should have made the HUD a bit more visible, just so you can get the temperature stat a bit more visible, but it's fine, that's visible enough. Okay, now small talk. Yeah, it was ammo. We may as well drop off the ammo. Okay, we'll grab a drink, may as well. Okay. Right. Let us go. The fact it immediately went up to Curie temperatures is absurd. Well, okay, Curie temperatures in this case is 3100 Kelvin, because boiling point of iron. And look at that, we're already at basically problematic temperatures. So and that's a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Well, that's bad. The fact that acceleration is no longer the problematic damage type on the Stellarators, that's not a good sign. Oh. Well, that's not good. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna do be a bit more ignorant as to I mean, yeah, just look at that. Yeah. And there you go. It's just gone. And it doesn't help that the way you avoid blowing up the Stellarator is counterintuitive compared to every other ship. And it's basically just do not burn at all. Because burning propellant, and basically what would normally cool down the reactor quickly does not work for this, because it'll still generate heat and it'll generate more while you're running it. So, and just leave it and it cools down. And then once it drops below that, it gets really fast. Yeah, so I think that's probably why, that probably explains why the Lucioles weren't that much of an issue when I tested it, because they were too powerful for this and basically sputtered out because they didn't need to be used. Well, that's interesting. Probably means it's going to be, to do a proper test, it's going to be a lot. So, oh well. So that's the one very specific case that's now. I'm going to try combat. So, we'll always keep a maintenance drone on just because. Best case scenario, and then I mean, I'm gonna try 200 first, just because. Let's go lowest frequency, because 600 is already causes problems at a standstill. So, let's give ourselves an abductor. So we have something to test against. There you are. Yeah, okay. Okay, at least at a standstill, it's fine. Okay, I can't even tell where my ship's aiming with this cloud. That's... Okay, maybe an abductor is too easy to deal with, because... But yes, because... Right. And of course you're deciding to hack them. Oh, okay. So, I mean, could just be the fact that I'm using MPMPs and they just have a really high thermal draw. I'm gonna... Okay, I'll give this a quick shot, and then... I mean, yes. ignition. I mean, yeah, that does seem to be the issue, specifically with the ignition lasers. It's kind of funny that the habitat isn't doing that badly. This is why the surf has the rotating habitat, is because it just counters the rotation well enough that it's not that much of an issue. I mean, yeah, the fact that it's outpacing the HUD refresh rate is kind of funny to me. Okay, let's wait for this to charge up. We'll see if we can actually destroy it. I need to see the thermal temperature, the thermal gauge going up. The fact it's shut down. It just regained control too. And it's out of propellant, that's probably why. Let it charge up. I mean, look how quickly that temperature rises. And it's telegraphing. And there we go. So, even chasing after these are going to be problematic. Okay. I always find that this specific dialogue is kind of funny when, especially with a pirate life pod as well. Okay, that's that test done. Now I'm going to actually swap out torches to something that's a bit more reasonable to use, because obviously this is like this and the MPMPs are. Okay, this, I mean, an MPD are kind of extremes, so let's try Zaps. That gives us like a good testing agent, and I may as well fix everything up anyway. Okay, let's see, Pirate Revenger, there we go. This is what what I should have been testing with, because these are the actual difficult ones. Okay, there you are. Okay, so it's a lot better, because I'm guessing no thermal draw, so see how this, even with zaps and basically nothing in terms of thermal draw, it's still a problem. That's fun. Guess the reaction control thrusters are just as bad, so yeah, and it's saying about the yeah, look how and I just blow up like that. That's funny. It's also really problematic, so and that's just with that. So I'm gonna go swap. I'm gonna go downgrade thrusters as well. So the best. Okay, let's go agile. So we can go stock. So we can at least say it's a problem with stock as well. Okay. Pirate Revenger. Okay, where are you? Did I actually spawn it? Oh, yep, I did. Okay, well, that's quick to cause problems. And acceleration used to be the main issue of this, which is really funny to me. And you're already going over. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay. I'm gonna disable the gun gear, just to be able to give myself a bit of extra leeway for power. That's a lot better still. But even then, it's still rising pretty badly, so... Okay, that's funny, he's actually hacking it once. Okay, so it's consistent, so even on stock it's still problematic amounts of temperature. I've never tried seeing how this OMS slowdown affects stuff like pulsators. That's actually pretty funny to see just how... Huh. And at least with this sort of thing, because I'm constantly circling, it does give basically a constant amount of use from the thrusters, so... Even then, it's reaching into the alarm territory. Still using it. And just trying to catch up, and it's gone into 5,000, and that means, yep, game over. And that's just with one laser. Not even 10% of the I guess actually no, not even 20% of the reactor's full output. It's absurd. Oh. Yes, what else can I even try? So yeah, what's the thermal out? 2.0, 1.5, 2.8. Okay, so let's try K37s because they're going to be the best result for this. I just realized I didn't even bother changing the outfit for this. So okay. Where are you? Over there. Okay. And even then, there's no gimbal, so I don't have to worry about those either. So even with basic laser and gun gear, Still problematic. Let's disable gun gear. Just laser. Still heating up when actually using thrusters, so. Okay, at least just, I'll just hold down the laser. That's the other thing, this is lowest frequency. I wonder what, I didn't even bother checking to see if high frequency affects this. Which I guess it would. Ironically, the one reactor where this basically will shrug off mass driver on ammo anyway. It's kind of funny to me. There's also dialogue that assumes fission reactor, not fusion. So, but I guess they're rare enough to come across that it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so low thermal consumption based on RCS and torches still fine. And then the moment I charge up the gun gear, of course, all hell breaks loose. So just leave it out that. Wow. That is really bad condition if that's still struggling to keep up. Something I haven't considered going for on stock would be the autopilot as well, because that one's pretty prone to using thrusters a lot. So I wonder how bad that one gets. Perfect. Actually stops, right. Okay, come on. Okay, there you are. Just charging this thing without any inputs or anything else is still a problem. Oh my goodness. This really needs to be reworked. There we go. Okay, well, don't really need to test this because okay, so lasers. That's the thing. So obviously it's overheating because. I think. Yep. And well, welcome in. Yeah, and just doing some testing with some of the changes, and to think that yeah, I think I said this earlier in the stream, but to think that acceleration damage is no longer the main concern of this reactor, which is crazy to me. So I'm just trying to find a configuration that doesn't cause this problem, that is actually mostly combat capable, because obviously the gun gear is a bit too overkill, so I guess microwave might work, because I don't ever use microwaves for combat anymore. Guess we'll try that. She'll lower that, because why not? Okay, let's get a bit of a Revenger cluster in here. Easier to test that way. Anyway, how are things going with you, by the way? Emil, right? Is that fine to call you that? Okay, where... Oh, you're right there, so that... Okay... That's pitiful. 100 kilonewtons is pitiful here. Okay. Okay, we'll just leave that burning for either of them. I don't even seem to care for that much. Okay, maybe I should have gotten some more powerful thrusters. This is pitiful. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother with that. That's useless. Okay, and I'm going to reset that anyway and swap them out for something better. Okay, disable the laser just to give ourselves a bit of a buffer. Yeah, because they're already running away. It's also kind of funny that this thing just shrugs off mass driver ammo, because I mean, yeah, it needs at least some upside at this point. So, yeah. Well, there you go, finally just like, nope. I guess that's what I like about these ones, is that they don't get shut down by the microwave itself, which I think is a nice thing, because it's kind of funny what... I find it a bit funny that how easily some of these NPCs get shut down by microwaves. Unfortunately, these types are just locked behind destroying the GA station, which is kind of a permanent action anyway, so let's get the laser in here, let's see what that does. There we go, there's it where the temperature's coming into play. And it's got a leak. We could have done with the bore sight autopilot, because I can't aim with this being lit. I mean, yeah, that's definitely how it feels right now. There we go, there's... And this is why I say that lasers are overpowered in this game, because the fact you can do that and still have something that's exceptional for mining as well, it's amazing. Okay, I mean, that's not so bad. That's... I mean, yeah, even with lowest frequency, that still doesn't kick cores up that much. So... it's kind of unfortunate this ship isn't really that popular, because it's like 3 people have actually provided feedback about this, myself included, so really hope this gets either... I mean, okay, I don't want it reverted because the old version was a bit too overpowered, but I definitely think it needs improvements, because yeah, obviously it's a bit too harsh right now about how much it's limited. Okay. And the gimbal isn't even helping the fact that it's currently offset. I mean, I wouldn't say keep on catching it, because this is literally the only nerf it's had since it was added. But, I mean, yeah, I guess probably... I guess in some sense when certain things got nerfed as well, I guess they would be, I guess they would technically be affecting it, but I can't really think of anything that's directly caused it to be worse. Maybe I'm just misremembering something, because this ship's been in this game for forever, so... I think the worst part about it is that it makes the ships like the Vulture better, because I mean, yeah, because the main reason why this is technically a side grade to the Vulture is well, before this change in that, was because of the fact that it was, you know, had the crew penalty and was really hard to control on manual controls. This ship was at least pilotable, assuming you knew how to pilot and didn't crash it or over accelerate it. And of course the crew penalty, but now kind of makes the Vulture the better ship, which basically means that the Vulture is now the best ship for money making in the game. So well, I guess this thing still does have the fact it's a huge bay, and you don't really need to be holding down anything for too long. Just, I don't know. I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out today, is what makes it is still usable, even with everything. Actually, I think one thing I've never tried with this ship is nano drones. I guess they would still be pretty good for it. Oh, what are you two doing? Oh. Right, that's actually a pretty good point, because every loadout is technically useful. Okay, maybe to an extent, as long as you're not using the mad thrusters, everything is technically feasible. But yeah, that's a good point. Actually, one thing I can test, I wonder if this is still relatively decent for uranium caves. Because that's something I don't think I've done in a long time in general. Okay, it did spawn. Give me another pirate. Where is it? Oh, okay, it's right there. Yep, definitely there. Okay. I'm now regretting not. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna restart this because it's gonna be quicker. Because quick a tip that I guess don't think anyone's ever really noticed the fact that during a cutscene, basically astrogation, events will spawn close to the ship compared to regularly. So because I think regular events have a radius of up to about 5 kilometers, compared to I think it's like 800 for astrogation spawn or events spawned during astrogation sequences. So yeah, so okay, there's definitely uranium inside of it. So, and I don't have an arm, but you know what? That makes it too easy. Oh, that's. Yeah, so. I mean, I think anything that doesn't require like a lot of power, like electrical power at once, is fine. I think yeah, because during like general piloting, I think the only things that have actually been problematic are the XMP-MP and the NMPD thrusters, and that's because they just have a huge thermal draw. I'm going to turn off the torches here. Oh, well, that got launched. And that one did too. And it is still really good for uranium, though. Oops. No. No. Okay, this is where you'd want the arm, because of course it's decided it's going to catch itself on it. Okay. I mean, yeah, because I think that's one thing this ship is really good for, is the fact it has an amazing thruster layout. So, okay, wasn't there one that went this way? Let's check LiDAR. Doesn't appear to be. Anyway, that's an easy 320,000, so still really good for stuff like this. So I mean, I think that's what this ship's always been good for, is anything. It's basically been really good for anything that isn't mining specifically, because I mean, yeah, it's still good for mining, but if it's not mining, it's going to be great for it then. So 88%, did I? Oh yeah, disabled torches, didn't I? I don't have the recon drone that lets me see stuff, see what ores, so I can't see if there's still any uranium as such. Oh. I think that might be our uranium over there. Must have gone out of the cave. Okay. Ah, yep, there we go. There it is. Well, I think I've just found probably one of the few reasons to actually use that laser, because it makes it a bit easier to see things that don't ever get given an identifier. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm trying to think. Any other tests I could... Actually, I think I've got an idea for a test I could do. Let's try the hybrid. See how well this goes. And I'm not using a physical HUD either, so we'll get to see how bad this is with microwaves. I mean, I just realised the micro dish is completely useless against this thing because it's got an EMP shield and I have it tuned for EMP. So, oh well. Okay, it's doing surprisingly well. Come on. There's the leak. Just go into manual so I don't have to use the thrusters constantly. As a reminder that this is the unkillable ship that a lot of people seem to complain about with this game. So, yeah, all you need is a pulse laser and you're sorted. Normally it'd be cracked open early in this, but I have it kinetically tuned because, yeah. It's definitely out of propellant, so... Let's get it with torches. And that didn't seem to work. Weird. Unless this has really absurd cooling, like... Might actually end up... Actually, I just realised I have the velocity limit is currently disabled, so... I'm gonna... Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go around it. And I'm gonna stop it from behind. Oh. What spawned? Oh, K-44 derelict. Exactly. I mean, yeah, because... I mean, okay. The 150 is just really, really slow. I've never been able to destroy it myself, but a thermally tuned... well, okay, even stock CL200 can destroy it in about 15 seconds, so... Oh my goodness, this thing is light. I mean, yeah, because I think that's the thing, is that pulse lasers are just really good in general, because they're good multi-purpose tools, I guess. And that's what caused a bit of excel damage, because it would just be easier just to try and fit it inside of the bay itself. Oh yeah, I've got uranium inside of it. I completely forgot about that. Never mind. I mean, actually, it's fine. I'm not even gonna save this anyway. Oh my goodness. And that caused that. Okay, I guess that's... I guess it is just acceleration. It would if the arm would even... In fact, okay, I'll just straight up show you. The arm would not do wonders here because it'd be basically useless. Yeah. I will just show you because it's just easier to do it that way. And let's put... Let's see, I'll 60 it's 200 back there because... And... Tune to max power, lowest frequency. No, it can't. Because it's not registered at an Enceladus, so you can't get a like the 10% bounty for it, which I think is still broken right now. I'd need to double check that. And because it's not a ship currently flyable by the player, you can't grab it either because it wouldn't be able to be put in the dealership or the fleet, whichever way you look at it. Okay, it's got a leak. I think the gimbal for this 200 is probably about the only time it's actually useful is for the hybrid itself, because it focuses on the center of mass of an object. It's actually the only good case for it on this ship because the reactor's in the center. So okay, that's out. Yeah, just make sure it's extra dead. And yep, albedo's at 0, so, and no activation. Good. Yep, nothing. But luckily, this is a large bay ship, so you can just grab it like this anyway. It's even easier on the OCP because, you know, that bay you can basically just grab it in the entire bay, spin, and it will immediately nuke it anyway. So let's open this up. Oops. I'm surprised that it survived. I guess. I wonder if it's got the I wonder if the core's got absurd cooling, because that makes sense. Anyway, so that's not what I was going to test anyway. I'll get the highest frequency laser anyway, because I mean, it's nice to know that that there is a technical weakness. I mean, is it to having low frequency anyway? I mean, it's not like the core is essential to grab, because I mean, I'll be honest, I don't ever grab the core anymore for it, because it's not really that much point, because it's easier to make a million elsewhere, and it's just a pain in the ass to deal with. So I'm just gonna sit still, let it come to me, and I'll show you just how bad, or how quickly this thing can be nuked by good laser placement. Okay. I mean, you can already see the particles for it nearly exploding anyway, so... And that's just how powerful it is. Because the fact it started running immediately, you don't have to worry about it, it's basically perfect self-defense. And it's exploding, and... Okay, first things first, I'm gonna disable the velocity limits. In range, there we go. Just so we can actually grab this thing without the HUD. Yes, and... Oh, actually, thank you for reminding me. That was something I wanted to test as well. Okay, so this is... Okay, it's working fine for that. I wanted to... There was something I talked about a while ago, about seeing if auxiliary units could act as a buffer between it. Because, yes, the 600 is... You don't even have to... Okay, this is... I'm gonna leave it... Okay, is it I'm gonna... Make sure, okay, yeah, it's definitely untuned, so... Even with it untuned and not doing anything else with the ship, it still manages to heat up badly. So continue that for long enough and it will basically overheat. Add some thrusters into this, and automatically you're going over, and there's it exploding. There. So, yes. So, actually, I'll leave it stop. Okay, actually, does frequency affect anything? Okay, so compare that to us. It seems to be a bit slow with a high frequency, maybe? Okay, actually no, I think it's... Okay, it just changes how much it jumps by each time, so okay, never mind. Auxiliary power... Town class MPDG, because this... Oh my goodness, that's it. You just need an MPDG for it because, okay, yeah, because if I go to, if I change it to the unlimited power, which is the storage one, the SMES, that has a problem, but if I go with the MPDG, yeah, well, there you go. So, okay, how, okay, does this work? Pretty much. I mean, you don't even need to go with the big one either, because it seems to be working okay, a lot better with the small one. I mean, at least that's good news. It's not the end of the world. You just gotta spend, how much is this? So, an extra 8 tons on the second lightest ship in the game. So, basically, it's coming closer to a vulture. But, that's the other thing. Can this help? It still helps a good amount with a gigawatt tuned laser. Are you sure about? I mean, no, I'm pretty sure it's triple that. Yeah, 1500 megawatts. So it's 3 times as much electrical power. So you still have. I mean, yeah. I think that's the thing is that because, and then add on the what? This would be a net. Oh, it's only 150. So a net 850 megawatts. So right. But I think that's the thing is that it would make sense because I remember. Okay, I'm not going to install the old version. Actually, do I have it? Still have thereabouts? Yeah, it's not sustainable. Actually, let me just double check. Do I even have the Okay, I don't have stable. I'm not going to install it right now because that's going to be a pain. But this is a sort of behavior you used to be able to get. Right. I think the only thing you're going to get out of it is the fact that it doesn't consume propellant. You have a huge reaction wheel, and you have good hardpoint and base size placements. So it's basically a better vulture at the end of the day. Because I mean, yeah, because if I remember correctly, like with the old version, this is like without the even with the town class MPDG, this is the same behavior you'd get with the with it having 3 600s at max tune. Okay, I don't think I ever managed to get it to explode from that, but it was still causing thermal damage. So I mean, okay, you know what? Let's give this a shot. I'm going to. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. Let's get the gun gear here and put the 600 in the center. Yeah, I mean then again, that's only an issue if you're not really that good of a pilot, because you should. I mean, if you unless, I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty much only an issue with manual controls, because autopilot should keep you well under the 6G limit, because yeah, because if I remember correctly, okay, let's get it up to so 5G, 0 damage on acceleration. So that's a loss of acceleration. You kind of have to be trying to be able to get that, get past a 6G. Anyway, not the point. Let's get a combat patrol. There you are. Let's see. How sustainable is it with the, hang on a second, do we even have it installed? Yes, we do. So with the, yeah, so this is reasonable amounts of limits with the MPDG, so, hang on a second. That immediately killed it? What the fuck? Yeah, I think that's the thing, is that it's a bit too harsh. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm all for the fact that it basically makes the reactor realistic, but it's a bit too much from a game, for even from the fact that this is also kind of a game, like, and okay, actually, I mean, kinda, not really, technically not, because they're technically two separate things, but it would, because it generates, although it will generate more heat because you're running electrical, okay, more temperature rather, because you're using thermal as well. So, I mean, okay, at least it's salvageable with equipment, but even still, that's an extra 8 tons I don't really want to have on a ship, you know. Especially one that that's advertised to be able to produce more electricity than a military turbine and town class. So, yep, and it still manages to cause me a bit of coil damage. So, yep. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Okay, actually doing this is not going to work. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, actually, I'm going to actually go double check that, because I don't even know what the limit is for it, because I've never really had to check, because literally before this change, the only time it ever was an issue, I mean, like, the only time it could ever was an issue would be if you installed 2 or more 600s and then set their power to really high. So it just never was an issue before. So not really something I've ever had to worry about or even look into. Okay, okay, modules. Here's fusion reactor, okay. Okay, damage. Change this. Okay, actually I'm going to go into the ring so I can actually get the damage type names real quick. So that's going to make it a lot easier to actually search behind these. And it gives me time to let these containers eject properly. Okay. Yeah, so short circuit, that'd be, oh no, that's, hang on a second, that's coolant loop choke, direct impacts. Weird, because I've never seen this damage type actually be affected before, even with, okay, maybe not with, maybe mass drivers aren't powerful enough for it, but I don't think I've ever seen it damaged before. Okay, so it's, okay, so the lasers. Okay, so damage, lasers. Okay, yeah, so it is 4,000, so, yeah, I mean, I guess, but then, I mean, I guess it makes sense in terms of where the limits are, because It's only 500 degrees cooler than a fission reactor's heat damage threshold, so yeah. Okay, how are the rings? Drive ammunition, okay. Eight tons is so much, oh my goodness. And these are up-tuned. Okay, I guess I did forget to... I don't want to go back out, because I don't want to go restart the dive again, because I forgot to grab the correct torches, but... Yeah, I mean, at least, I think it was even more than that, because... Yeah, because cooling was basically infinite beforehand, so... I mean, okay, you could blow yourself up. I was able to... I think the entire reason why this change was made was because I made a bug report surrounding blowing up this ship, so it is kind of my fault that this entire thing happened, so... But that's kind of what this stream's about, is trying to figure out just how bad it was. Yeah, I mean, still technically does that because of how it radiates, but the radiator itself only cools up, will basically cap out at, yeah, 3150, I think it is. Which, yeah, because there's still slightly extra emission, but it's not much. It's... Okay... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, shipped goods, 135,000, so not much profit from that one. Yeah, because at least... Yeah, because this is so... I mean, I think there is something like a heatsink on backlog as like an auxiliary power with... Like a thermal auxiliary power, so... I mean, but I think that's more like thermal storage more than like a reactor upgrade, which, I don't know. Would be an interesting concept nonetheless, though, so... Let's sell off our ammo real quick. What else was I going to check? Oh yeah, ship mass. Where do I find this on this HUD? I don't even know where you find ship mass on the HUD. Because it's never been something I've ever had to worry about. This is just not on this. It'd be really funny, but... Yeah, I guess it doesn't. I guess I just have never had to worry about ship mass before. But it definitely feels a lot worse to handle with the... Okay, maybe it's because I got zaps, and but it's definitely the extra 8 tons does not help at all. Oh my goodness. I wonder if the BFG is a good in-between. Okay. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I should be testing as well? Because... Actually, I'm going to go scroll back up on chat, because I think there was something else that was being discussed about what reminded me about APUs. I don't remember. Looking back, I don't remember anything about it, so... Okay, at least that last container was a decent bit better, about 300... Oh, yeah, about 300,000, so... Actually, just going to remember to re-enable velocity limits, because... I like to be able to travel fast. Oh yeah, I was gonna buy. Because I think I'm probably gonna end stream sometime soon. I mean, because I think I've got basically all the data I need on this. Because I mean, yeah, I could probably make a few modifications to the reactor itself, see if any specific limit, because if any specific limit would help with like increasing. Because yeah, I think having a nerf to the reactor was fine, because it was just a bit too overpowered before, but now it's kind of a bit too much in the wrong direction, I think is the best way of putting it. Yep, right into the rock. And I did nothing in terms of damage, which is kind of funny. So... yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I'll. I mean, yeah, because I think I still have the. Yeah, let me just get this Stellarator code. Because there's going to be a threshold for it. Okay, I'll just buy the container. I'll stay on. I'm going to quickly check. I mean, can't really see it because I've got it set to the only capture the game right now. And it's also kind of funny because I just noticed that the fusion reactor actually has a heat sink, and I guess it's for oh yeah, it's just for heating up. Okay, and actually temperature regulation. I'm gonna on impact. Okay, so 200. Okay, so I think it actually would require like a decent bit of impact to be able to. Which, you know what? Let's test it now. You know, we have maintenance drones. It doesn't matter that much. And also, these torches are kind of just really, really weak. But that definitely did something. And nothing in terms of... which is really funny. Oh, pardon me. Because that was enough of acceleration to wipe out the reactor. Okay, maybe I'll just try an ordinary rock or something. Still nothing on that? I don't know. Also, I'm just gonna stay quiet about that because, you know, don't need anything to make it any worse right now, you know? Still, that's really funny. I mean, okay, is there any... Okay, there's a little bit of damage. just a very tiny amount, so it's something, okay? It's something. I guess since we're in a relatively sparse area. Yeah, the coils aren't, though. Those are pretty fragile. So let's see. Luckily, I don't have to have a limit on velocity as well, so we can really push. Oh, actually, that's okay. That's broke. Unless that's an issue with the mod itself. Okay, I'm gonna. I'll need to fix that. I'll look into that. Not right now though, because okay. So that's something else. Okay. I'm gonna quickly double check to see how bad it gets with XMPMPs instead of Zaps, because it's also really frustrating to deal with how slow they are. So try that. Make sure we're tuning at maximum. Okay. Like, I guess that because it's going to be mostly a thermal consumption issue rather than electrical, it's still going to be problematic, even with the aux generator. Guess for testing purposes, it doesn't matter if I sell everything. Okay, no, it's still an issue with thermal, so oh. Course bots. Okay, let's see, where are you? Okay, there you are. Yep. I think might not even be helped by the fact I have the MPDG, because that's burning a small bit of thermal as well. That did nothing for coolant loop. Okay, well, I think that's enough of that shows enough about this. So I think I'm just gonna call it quits on the stream right now. I think I'm really exhausted all day, so I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to for today. I mean, I don't have any more ideas about what I'd want from what I'd even want to test just yet. I mean, so well, thank you very much for joining, Emil. I guess is that what we call about Emil 8000, I guess. So yeah, yeah, I guess who have good day, good evening, good night, wherever you are, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you on another stream. And yeah, so bye.